Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's touch on something which I think I touched on before, but most recently I have also a few cases that needs my assistance. So let's just touch on this. What if you're still married, legally married in Singapore with your Singaporean wife, then somehow you have a child with your foreign girlfriend, all right? Let's put it in a way it can be for any country, all right? So the child born is born out of a wedlock and is known as an illegitimate child, meaning that it's actually not legal under the so-called the laws of the country. All right. So the child has grown up and you want to bring the child over to Singapore for studies. I have many clients who are actually facing this problem. You know, Singaporean man, lonely, then they want to look for fun, then they get into all these complications. You know, I know, let's not touch too much on that. All right. So somehow they're not able to bring the child into Singapore. No matter what they do, not for student passes, not for adoption, not for long-term pass, not for anything. And they keep harping on the idea that the child's birth cert has his name. I gotta put across to you is that how do we solve this problem? Firstly, the most straightforward case is that the parents, so the parents of the biological parents of this child, this illegitimate child marries. So put it in a way, you gotta divorce your Singaporean wife and marry this foreign partner of yours so as to give the child a status in Singapore. So if you're not able to divorce your Singaporean child, all right, if you're not able to, so for example, you've been married for many years and a lot of things are at stake. Properties with your Singaporean wife, your children, then nah. So if you don't marry your Singaporean, if you do not divorce your Singaporean wife, there's no way that you're going to bring the child into Singapore. Or even if your name is in the birth cert, you cannot apply for student pass, neither can you actually do anything to give the child a legal status. What if you say that I'm going to adopt the child? Adoption of the child, you cannot, you're a married man, you know. Adoption of the child, normally if you adopt the child, is through joint applicants, meaning that your wife will need to be with you. All right, because MSF will need to do a lot of checks. All right, so this is actually a lot of things that is at stake. So you say, oh, so I can't bring the child in, so what's going to happen to the child? That's when I say the responsibility of the parents is not about banging, shooting, giving birth. Then that's it. You think that everything will go smoothly. No, things will not go smoothly. All right? You can leave the child in the home country. All right? You can leave the child in the home country, grow up there. All right? So that you can have a second family there. I'm not encouraging that. I'm just telling you what are some of the ways. But if you really want to bring the child into Singapore, it's nearly impossible. It's impossible. Student passes, because student pass will need to have the birth cert of the child. And you need to have a local sponsor. Even if you are not the local sponsor, the birth cert shows your name. And ICA will check through the registry and you are married, legally married in Singapore. So this can't work. Okay, so before you have fun, before you start to be intoxicated by the beauty of your foreign partner, think once, think twice, think 3 times. Maybe it's good to go to 7-Eleven, spend some money and get a condom. Right? Take care.